Om Om Sadashiva Shankaracharya Madhyamam Asmadacharya Paryantam Vande Guru Paramparam Guru Brahma Guru Vishnu Guru Devo Maheswara Guru Sakshat Param Brahma Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Om Sahana Bhavatu Sahano Bhunaktu Saviryam Karavavahi Tejasvinavadhitamastu Mahavidvishavahi Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. So we have already completed 14th chapter. So now we will get into 15th chapter. And as all of you know, we're in the last Satakam, where jnana is the sadhana. So when jnanam, the knowledge, is sadhana, then what is sadhya? Okay, I understand I am sadhaka, but there's something to be sadhya, to be achieved. So sadhya is here called moksha. So if moksha is sadhya, because this chapter is very important, for whom? So what is moksha? Or else what will happen is, no, you know, this 15th chapter is very popular, especially any ashrams you go. So during food time, they chant 15th chapter because this is one of the shortest, only 20 verses. Actually, the purpose is because this is one of the most important chapter, as you know, 13, 14, and 15. This is the cream, this is the center of the teaching. So 15th is much more because smaller also. And people are supposed to remember, sadhakas are supposed to remember Lord while chanting this. But everybody remembers the food. You understand? Any ashram, okay. How quickly, also we have a policy. Do you know what policy? Morning, lunch time, because a little longer elaborate will be there. So, Urdha Mūlavatvam Shākam, it will start. Whereas dinner time, Aham Vaishvanaro Bhutva. So it will be shortened, you understand? And interestingly, breakfast time, some places like here also, when Anna Punne Sada Punne, directly from Anna Punne, okay? You understand? Very unfortunate. However, the concept here is very clear. One has to understand that how this chapter is important for a sadhaka. So, being jnana yoga, the knowledge becomes sadhana. This is the subject matter in this sixth chapter, in these 6 chapters, and that to this chapter. Now, this being sadhana, sadhya is moksha. So now when we say moksha, so what do you mean by this moksha? Because this chapter name itself explains very carefully. That's why while getting into moksha, the chapter name is called Purushottama Yoga. So Purushottama means here not that the one who is Uttama among the Purusha. No, it's not like that. Here is Purushottama means Nirguṇa Chaitanya, Nirguṇa Brahma. It is not talking about Saguna Brahma at all. So that means it's very clear that this is Purushottama Yoga means. So that means what? This is the topic of Nirguṇa Brahma. So this chapter is going to talk in details. So how does it talk? As I told you, when the sadhya becomes moksha, sadhana becomes jnana yoga, and me as a sadhaka. Now, I should be interested in sadhya. If I am not interested in sadhya, definitely sadhana will not happen. Neither I will be called a sadhaka. Like this chapter in ashrams, instead of remembering or reminding one's own self about the Lord, about the teaching, everybody remembers what? How quickly the chanting should get over so that I will start eating. You should see in ashrams, people will be waiting. It's long today, so nice food, but long chanting. Why can't they shorten it? You understand? So how the focus changes? Why the focus changes? Because there the sadhya is what? To eat. So when the sadhya is to eat, so definitely all these chantings has no value. Same thing also, if attending class becomes sadhana, so based on your sadhya. So if the sadhya is different, so attending class can have different value altogether. You know better. I don't want to get into too much, okay? So everything depends upon what? The sadhya. So person has to finalize the sadhya. Why and how? This chapter beautifully explains. So let us read. So, अथ पञ्चदशोऽध्यायः श्रीभगवान् उवाच
श्रीभगवानुवाच
ऊर्ध्वमूलमधः शाखम् अश्वत्थं प्राहुरव्ययम् छन्दांसि यस्य पर्णानि
छन्दंसि यस्य वर्णानि
यस्तं वेद स वेदवित्.
यस्तं वेद स वेदवित्.
So don't ask me, okay, for food, okay? Hold on. So we have nice food, long time we'll have, okay? So here, it looks here at the beginning is Lord Krishna himself is enjoying his teaching. Whether Arjuna understands or not, he does not look at. So as he is enjoying his teaching, so he thought, why not? Let me start, continue, okay? Generally, every time question after that it comes answer. No, let me start because this is really, I am enjoying my teaching. So let me also continue with that. So see Bhagavan Uvacha. Now the Bhagavan says, the Lord said, what did he say? He says, look, prahuhu. So prahuhu means they speak. So who are they? Scriptures. So scriptures speak. So what do they speak of? Aswatham. So aswatham is a tree. So it is, so it's a very nice word, aswatham. That which does, that which exists tomorrow, swatha, aswatha. So in short, it's called as peepal tree, or you can say eternal peepal tree. It's a family of a fig tree family. So peepal tree, because there are difference between, hope you understand, vata vriksha and aswatha vriksha. So vata vriksha means that a banyan tree. Banyan tree stands for teaching because it has got secondary roots. So it starts spreading. Whereas Ashwatha tree, people tree keeps spreading. In fact, Ashwatha tree is being accepted or regarded as Lord Vishnu. So always it keeps shaking. We'll be discussing this point. So he looks at this way. Ashwatham, this eternal, you can use the word both way, that which doesn't exist tomorrow also. This aswatha tree, and what is that? This aswatha tree is being compared with samsara. This is the comparison that will be seen. So this tree is compared to samsara. And what sort of tree is it? Then we'll be seeing as it is. Then he says, look, urdha mulam, and this mulam means its taproot is eva. That means the tree is ulta. You understand? Imagine, just opposite way the tree is there, okay? So the taproot means all the roots, let us say taproot mainly, is the top. You might have seen some pictures, okay? Very nicely explained. And says beautifully, adha shakham. So whose branches are below. So taproot is eva. Now branches are below. And of course, yasya parnani, whose leaves, what happens, are called chandamsi, are called the Vedas. And interestingly says, saha yaha vedaha, he who knows, tam, this, or it, Vedavit iti, is the knower of Vedas. Now, it must be really confusing now. So if you are not confused, because you'll be confused more here. Why, first of all, Lord Krishna brings this? Now, Lord Krishna actually being inspired by Kathopanishad. You might have seen many verses has come from Kathopanishad. In fact, this particular verse is there in Kathopanishad very nicely, very carefully. There it has been said, Urdha Mula Adhasakha Yeshaha Asutha Sanatanaha Tadeva Shukram Tad Brahma Tadeva Mrita Muchyate Tasmin Loka Sita Sarve Tadu Nanyati Kaschan Etat Vaitat. So there it was being highlighted that this changing universe, or you can say life, is compared to this huge aswatha tree. And when you look at this, we have to see very carefully. First of all, as we discussed, moksha should be sadhya, the goal to be achieved. For whom? For the person who is tired and fed up of samsara. Suppose if you are happy, comfortable with samsara, for you moksha is not required. Don't waste your time. Sometimes you are exhausted, you complain, you don't understand. Like many people in the family, this is what I have learned. You know, especially wife and husband, okay, in Indian context mainly. Any other countries, okay, Indian countries is further. My husband not doing good, or husband says, oh, don't talk about my wife. You think they are fed up with each other? They are really tired? They want to get rid? No. So that time they are little bit, disheartened. You understand? So they want to pour out their frustration. So you should allow them just to pour out. Oh, really? Is it so? So that's why keep the phone somewhere and say, oh, true, true. Don't worry. That's enough. More than that, don't say, okay? This is the truth, this is the reality. Because they are not, even if they are talking against, there is some issues there. So they don't agree with each other with a given issue. Not that they don't agree with each other. You understand? This is the difference between, especially Indian context and other context, okay? So there is some issues. So with reference to that issue, they don't agree. But with person, they cannot disagree. You understand? This is called Indian marriage. Once you are married, unlike nowadays, okay, that's why people are going crazy. That's why we say very carefully, contextually, I can say. One is not supposed to take the name of 5 people. So if you utter these 5 people name, your punyam will be exhausted. So who are they? We say, I start in this context, Pati or Patni's name. If you are a wife, you are not supposed to take a husband's name. Not allowed. Of course, If you are husband, you are not supposed to take wife name. Both. Pati or Patni, that name not supposed to be uttered. Then we say Putra, the son's name, especially elder son's name, not supposed to take. Not allowed. And why and how, I am coming to the point. Then Pita, the father, name must not be uttered. Fourth, Guru, the Guru's name. And the most important one is, the last one is one's own name must not be uttered. Only there is exception. Where you have to introduce, suppose you have to introduce your wife, you have to introduce your husband, you have to introduce your son, you have to introduce your father, or somewhere you have to introduce who is your guru. In those cases, you can use their name. You can utter their name. And of course, when you have to introduce yourself, you can use your name. Not all the time, me. You understand? It's a very clear rule. It is there. You can see for yourself. Once you start using these 5 names unnecessarily, definitely your mind will go, as we discussed in the previous chapter, towards tamas. So once mind goes towards tamas, automatically what will happen? Your punyam is getting exhausted or not? You can see for yourself. So that's why in our culture, it was there, this concept very carefully. So why I brought this topic here is that you are for a purpose, then of course you agree with each other to disagree one given subject. Not you agree, I love you, then tomorrow I allow you. It doesn't work. And you make this samsara continue. That's why present generation are getting more and more confused, more and more diluted, polluted, frustrated, and whatnot. So here is being said that you have to understand a person is tired, fed up of samsara. How? He looks at samsara as roga. Bhava roga, okay? Samsara as roga is a disease. And it's a serious disease, that to a chronic disease. So if the person does not look at this samsara is a roga, definitely that person will not come for Vedanta. So if it comes for Vedanta, it is just entertainment. Like Puja Swami used to say very nicely, this is his statement. Especially those days when he used to come to Chennai, there will be huge crowd. Then after that, he will go back and say, hey, look, after the course gets over, don't think that you are Swami Dayananda, okay? So for Swami Dayananda, there are so many people coming to attend the lectures. For you, even if 2 people will not be there. So don't get fed up of, okay? Understand. When you see that huge crowd, not at all come for Vedanta. Especially in Chennai, many people come for air condition. And of course, Swami Dayananda speaks. It's a brand. So all the top people come to listen. Now let us go and of course, many people come for networking. And there are many things happens in my lecture. Don't ask. Hardly if I see 1 or 2% of the people are coming to Vedanta, I am very happy. They are real seekers. Means they have seen that bhava is a roga, samsara is a roga. Unless and until the person understands that samsara is a roga, definitely that person will not understand Vedanta at all. One can look at Vedanta as a punya, Vedanta as a familiarity. Vedanta has got a superiority, complex boosts. Like, for example, I can give the example with due respect to Swami Paramarthananji. Many people attend Swami Paramarthanji's class. It's a status. It's a status now. So, okay, I have been attending Swami Paramarthanji's lecture. Wow. So, what to do now? Please understand. However, let us not get into too much in details. Here he says that this samsara is what is like aswatha tree. So that means there has to be some similarity. When we say cat is like a tiger, so that means there should be some similarity. Look wise, guna wise, quality wise, or behavior wise, some quality, something should be similar. Then only we can say, look, it is like. So when we say this aswatha tree, the peepal tree is like this samsara, this universe. Now we need to see what are the common features between both of them. The first we say that both of them are called Mahatvam, huge greatness. So if you see that this peepal tree is huge, it's not a small tree. It's quite big. And of course, if you look at Samsara, don't ask me, okay? This universe, don't ask me, okay? Don't look at this solar system, okay? As you know, earlier it was being discovered that Saturn had his upagraha like a moon around 96. Now it has gone to 142. This is the last 1 month back report. Imagine how many planets are there. And this is a small dwarf star called our Surya. We are scientists, we know anything and everything. We have not yet explored properly our solar system. We are guessing, and guessing. There are millions of stars, millions. So put together, this is called universe, okay? So this universe is huge. This is the first feature. Second feature we call that Ādyanta rahithatvam. So when you say Ādyanta rahithatvam, so that means what? You cannot trace its beginning, nor you can find out anything. And because you are going to die, I'll tell you about this, especially about this aswatha tree. It is very difficult to find out physically where from this aswatha tree, peepal tree come. It's a very interesting point. Generally, if you look at any building in India, some dust will be somewhere falling. Nothing can be done. You will see there will be one peepal tree growing. So where from that peepal tree comes, God only knows. And suddenly, even if you can leave your house for a few years, don't look at, don't touch. 100% sure there will be a peepal tree. Where from it comes, God only knows. In India only it happens. I don't know in overseas other countries happens or not. I don't know. Okay. Whether a Vata will come or not, I am not sure. Whether banyan tree will come or not, I am not sure. But definitely, peepal tree will come. That's why when we do rituals, sometimes we need some people leaf, panchapatra, panchapala, if that comes. So look, don't worry. Go around your building, you will find something or other. In worst case, okay? However, So here, not this aspect only. Here is Ādyanta, whether the tree comes first or the seed comes first. So when it is going to come to an end, nobody can find it. So also this samsara. So this universe, how did it come? This karma, that whether because of the karma universe came to existence or because of universe karma come to an existence, whether because of previous karma now I am born, or because I am born that's why I am doing karma, again another life will come. So it is adi anta rahita. And of course when this is adi anta rahitam, so what we need to do, we have to be very careful that this becomes what? Anirvachaniyam. So Anivarcaniyam means what? It is not explainable, inexplicability. You cannot explain at all. So you cannot logically explain or put in them into the order. Because of this karma, this thing has happened to me. Scientists are talking a lot. Theists are talking a lot. Atheists are talking a lot. Each one talks in their way. Why you are short? Forget it. Why are you talking a lot? Ask them. Why are you talking all the time? Talking. Why? Huh? Because of my mind, my brain. Oh, fantastic. Why is your brain like this? You must have some childhood problem, okay? You must have been challenged very badly in your childhood. That's why you want to prove. And especially when these atheists they talk, you should tell them nicely. Especially all the men or women makes no difference. Go and tell, look, if it is men, will you be able to talk like this in front of your wife? They will keep quiet. And if it is a woman, say that, can you talk like this in front of your child? Impossible. Child say, Mama, shut your mouth, go do whatever you did on. Only you are talking, wasting time. You understand the concept. So here, logically cannot be explained. So this tree also stands for that. That's why here we cannot and we don't have to explain whether the tree comes first or this seed comes first from the tree seed or seed tree. So they are continuing till now. This is Anirvachaniyam. Then of course we say very nicely that tree has got, we say Mūlavatvam. So tree has a root. This is what we have seen in this verse. So when the tree has a root, without root, that to tap root tree cannot exist. So also universe or I have a root. So what is my root? My root is Ishwaraha. We have been talking, okay, all these things. So why Ishwaraha? We say what? Karye in product. All the qualities of Karana has to exist or not? It has to be there. So what is Ishwaraha? Ishwara is a Brahman plus Maya, three gunas. So who am I? I am Sakshi plus Ahankara. Again, three gunas. Clear? We have been talking last chapters in details, okay? So that's why there is Mūlavatvam. So after this Mūlavatvam, because if we try to see also that a tree has its own branches. So we say Śākāvatvam. So when this tree has its own branches, some branches go up, go this side, go that side. So different type of branches we do have a tree, especially this tree. Also, we have this universe has got different branches. This loka, that loka, Pitraloka, Gandharva this loka, that loka, a lot of lokas are there, field of experiences. So that means what? Up, down, middle, it spreads everywhere. And of course, the tree has got another feature. it is full of what? Leaves. So we call Purnatvam. So Purnavatvam or Purnatvam. Purnavatvam, but you can use the word always. Purnavatvam. So that means it is full. And of course, you know me, I am also full. The universe is full. If you do not understand that you are full, you will understand you are fool. This is Swami Chinmanaji used to say very nicely. Okay, his way of presentation was something very nice. Now, when we look at all these common features between this Aswatha tree and this universe, and most important thing, which is very nice, this Aswatha tree, wow, time is up. This Aswatha tree keeps always shaking. Even if slightest amount of breeze comes, slightest, even if there is no breeze also, when all the other leaves are stable, all other trees leaves are, steady, no shaking at all, but this Aswatha tree keeps shaking. So also this samsara. So never steady, always keeps changing, keeps functioning. Imagine when we are in this samsara, what choice we have. So we need moksha. So what is moksha? Moksha is that I know the sense of becoming called samsara is a roga, is a disease. Now I have to get rid of the disease, means I have to resolve that I am not a samsari. What we discussed in the last classes or last chapter, that from gunas, three gunas, we have to become gunatita. So how this transcendent happens is not that you jump, like one group was there jumping with the pillows. It's not like you have to jump from one to another. Here is what? Disidentify. So when I do anything and everything, always there should be disidentification. So disidentifying with the three gunas and identifying myself, understanding myself, I am gunatita. Same thing also, instead of thinking me as an individual jiva, so I have to look at me as Purushottama. So when I look at me as Purushottama, while functioning in my life, automatically I will become free from this samsara. For that sake, so this process of shifting the vision can happen when I take up Jnana Yoga as sadhana. We will be continuing this chapter in this way. Please. Om Purnamada Purnamitam Purna Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadai Purnameva Ashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Thank you, all of you.